The Israeli Navy's interception of the global Sumud flotilla stands as one of the most exceptional maritime security operations in recent memory, marked by its peaceful execution, coordination, and the sheer complexity of managing dozens of vessels and hundreds of international activists drawn from across the world. Well, for the IDF, the challenge was not just in halting a large flotilla intended on breaching a tightly monitored maritime blockade, but in doing so without violence despite a charged political environment and global scrutiny. Carrying out a coordinated approach to intercept so many vessels required careful planning. The flotilla comprised of over 40 boats traveling together at a deliberately slow pace of about 5 to 6 knots, a factor that the Israeli Navy used for its advantage. This slow progression meant the IDF could deploy resources methodically, forming a maritime corridor and customizing the interception for each vessel's location, speed, and passenger makeup. In fact, the Navy had to consider operational variabilities as well, such as activist resistance, the need to avoid escalation, and most important, the requirement to preserve every life on the boat while demonstrating restraint, an environment that demanded real-time intelligence gathering, rapid decision-making, and comprehensive contingency plans. What set this interception apart was the high degree of discipline exercised by the IDF. Instead of resorting to force, naval units first issued repeated warnings and clear instruction by radio and also by loud hailers, emphasizing available humanitarian avenues to Gaza through established channels. Each flotilla vessel was engaged individually, granted time for crew responses, and ultimately escorted towards Ashdod, often with medical personnel and translators present, a move underscoring the commitment to avoid harm and ensure clear communication. Also, the Navy's patient engagement, paired with calm handling of activists who included prominent public figures like Greta Thunberg, fostered an atmosphere of safety despite tense exchanges. The slow speed of the global Sumud flotilla was pivotal. It enabled the IDF to track, intercept, and board vessels, subsequently neutralizing potential risk without chaos or confusion. Well, the slow pace allowed the Israeli Navy to rotate skilled personnel, coordinate support ships, and adapt its approach with each passing hour, testing communications and building trust that the interception would proceed with dignity even as the activists live-streamed the encounter to a worldwide audience. This measured strategy maintained order and reduced the likelihood of panic or misjudgment. Compared to previous flotilla incidents, this operation was unique for its scale and outcome. Well, this was the largest breach attempt since the blockade began, yet resolved peacefully with hundreds of activists arrested, processed, reportedly without any injuries or deadly confrontation. In fact, as per reports, those arrested were expected to be deported. But this cannot happen before Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, ends. As per multiple reports, which also suggest that the passengers will remain in the port city for a couple of days until the deportation procedures are completed. Well, this entire operation demonstrated the IDF's evolution in handling complex maritime protest, turning a potential flashpoint into a showcase for how careful planning, disciplined restraint, and real-time adaptation can ensure humanitarian values are preserved even amid severe geopolitical disputes. This was indeed an interception unlike any before, an operation engineered for peace in the face of provocation, and a blueprint for future challenges on the turbulent waters of Gaza.